Good evening, classmates. Although John Hancock was never elected President of the United States, it would be a persuasive argument that he was probably one of the most influential founders of the country. In the book, Faith and Founders of the American Republic, Chapter 10, Dreisbach and Hall provide documented proof that John Hancock was an essential part of the development of the country and an integral part of the revolution against the British Crown. More significant than the monetary and impactful personality of John Hancock were the personal convictions of the man, and these convictions are evidenced throughout the chapter of the book. Many times, the authors allow the reader a glimpse into the life of John Hancock and the true identity of the man. The early years of Hancock were turbulent as described by the authors, with the death of his father at an early age, which redirected his life greatly. Growing up the son and grandson of Congregationalist ministers in the Boston area, it was expected he would follow in their footsteps. Now, although Hancock did not turn out as a minister as most thought, he did rely on his faith to guide all the dealings of his life, a life that was enriched by the business that he learned and then inherited from his uncle after education at Harvard and the process by which he learned that business. The authors tell of the lavish lifestyle and the wealth that Hancock accumulated. This has been misconstrued by some to indicate that some of his dealings, lucrative and otherwise, may have been somewhat shady, but Hancock and many others have attributed the success of his business to the providence of God. The chapter also tells at great length the amount of money and support Hancock provided. This support was given to Brattle Street Church in Boston, which he, his aunt and uncle attended, but also the needy in the Boston community. And John Hancock was a generous, giving individual and a devout Reformed Christian. The proof of Hancock's faith and devotion to it are revealed in his philanthropic presence in Boston. Many widows and orphans were fed and taken care of due to John Hancock, described in the book. As important described is the time and effort and finances provided by Hancock for the revolution itself. John Hancock proved his worth and used his wealth for the common good of the country and its people, and reading this chapter has given a great new insight to the contribution of John Hancock to this country. John Hancock truly lived what he believed, and it is repeatedly discussed by the authors. One of the most important aspects of government described by Hancock was to provide security for the citizens and their property. And Hancock not only allowed his Christianity to inundate his sphere of influence, but made sure that all those he came in contact with should be influenced by this faith. This was included in many of the sermons and speeches he delivered, but was also the connection between the success of this nation and its connection to Christianity.